What up?
Biggie.
So we just did the top 10. I wonder if I got any new subscribers off that. I hope I did. Let's see. We had the whole pump and dump conversation. Nope. Damn, not one fucking extra sub. Mother lover. Still trying to get over 1280. But at 1300, I'm going to do a giveaway. I don't know. I don't think that gets people as excited. Some people do giveaways and they're like, oh, I want to donate to the giveaway. Yo, Bright Azell, if you ain't sub me up, dude. I could use some subs. I'm a couple away from 1280. I just been wanting to hit 1280 for a while. But, yeah, man. It was a good top 10. I always forget to have my phone while I stream. And D was saying like he wanted to come on. I was like, fuck, I missed his message. But I got a little while. I can do another stream. So we was having an interesting conversation about top 10 lists. Comic books, not the drama. The drama was interesting too, but the new comic book speculation and shit, people were calling it. There was a lot of pump and dump conversation, and I don't know what to think about it all. What do you call an old book? You can't call that pump and dump. I remember one time I met Jim Mint and Comic Tom, right? And I think I told Jim Mint, I was like, bro, I don't want to see Jim Lee X-Men 1 ever again on a list. Because every time it comes up on a list, it's like, this was a $5 book, and now it's a $5 book, and there's past sales of 100% increase. It was like the book's never going to be worth more than $5 because there's millions of them. So it's really stupid just bringing up it's on the list. Like, there's no point in bringing up some books. They're going to be popular and trendy and sell more every now and then, but the price really don't jump on some things, you know? And I mean, I don't know if they took me seriously. I doubt it. Like, I don't think Jim Mint has control of that list, but I haven't seen it since then. I haven't seen Jim Lee X-Men 1 on any top 10s, which is interesting because it did pop up every now and then. I always thought it was a fucking silly spec. Now, Jeff the Land Shark is now a big spec. Gwenpool's sidekick, which I don't think a lot of people know that wasn't her first sidekick. Her first sidekick was actually a pig, and it ended up being Jeff the Land Shark, and he was also Deadpool's sidekick. Well, I have every Deadpool or Gwenpool issue you could think of, like from when she first came out. I sold that one when it was like a $50 book. And I always said to myself, once it cools off, I'll replay. Well, now it's hotter and shit again. It'll probably cool off next year. I'll probably have to wait till May or something to get it, but I'll wait. It's always when they get steaming hot where you want to have it, you know. I was trying to tell Darth about that one book too, Creature Commando. I'm a big Kubert fan, and I wanted that book pretty bad. What up, D? Good to see you, D.
Hey, what up, man?
Dude, Creature Commando, bro. Have you heard this news yet?
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard it's really good.
It's okay. I haven't even heard how it is. I've seen some pictures of it. It looks like really good art.
Yeah.
It's a Kubert creation. To me, it looks nothing like the comic book. First of all,
yeah.
Does that mean that it's going to be bad? Probably not. It's probably going to be good to kids that never heard of this, and they're probably going to be like, "Oh, this is neat." Anyways, a book that used to be $20 is now $200 raw in a mid grade.
Oof.
Dude, 9/8 listed at 4,000.
Oof.
9/0s at 1,500.
Oof.
Bro, I can understand like $300 a 9/8, you know, something like that. I gotta see some past sales of this book, bro, because I just saw listed last time, and
Yeah, listed's always a different story. I always
yeah,
care a lot more about the past sales. Hey, Bradazzle, what's going on? Bradazzle's out here saying hello to people.
Weird War. Whoop. Weird War tells 93. Let's go to cells. I'm guessing it sells around 200, bro. I'm gonna see. I don't know about slab books. That's gonna be the real tell, but 140, 200, 400 for an 8.5, 200, 160, 200. There was one that sold for 60 December 4th. That was a while ago. Oh, wasn't that long ago. Dude, guess what a 9/8 sold for on December 1st? Take a wild guess.
8,000.
8,000. Oh, come on, man.
Listed
was 4.
What's the name of the book?
Weird War 93. Weird War tells. So I see a 9/8 sell December 1st, $2,500. That's about 1,700, way too much to me.
Does it show a dude on the on a raft? 2 dudes on a raft?
I don't think so. No.
What's the cover look like?
Weird War tells. Okay. Weird War tells 93. That's what the cover looks like.
Okay.
First Creature Commando. Raws are selling from 150 to 200. Slab books are going a little higher. I've only seen an 8.5 and a 9/8 so far. It looks like a 8.5 signed book went for 400. What up, Darth? Good to see you. And yeah, 9/8, 2,500. And they sell a lot cheaper after that. It's just got.
So there's 2 different series for this, I guess.
Okay.
There's one where it shows 2 dudes on a raft, like on a inner tube in the middle of the ocean, being chased by some swamp thing looking motherfucker.
That's number 3, ain't it? Weird War 3?
Yeah.
I'm talking about 93.
Oh, 93. That's a horse of a different color, my friend.
Okay. Yeah, 93 is the one. See how much first Jeff Shark goes for.
Yeah, so the sales history shows, the last sale was 2,500
for 9/8.
Yep.
Oh my God, my Jeff DeLand Sharks are going for $100 now. Good Lord. I do have a good cover one. I was only $20 though.
Hey, yeah. Darth, what up, dude?
It's always been like a $50 book, so now that it's $100, that's not that big a deal. I'm not too upset about that.
Well, here's the deal. It's it's getting very good reviews. Like nearly perfect reviews. So it's James Gunn is doing something good with it. But that hype will fade. It'll probably stay a little more expensive than it used to be, but it'll settle down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. If I missed out on a fucking $200 book, Hubert first appearance, I'm sure I can find something else to buy with my money. It's just I feel like that's one of the more dumb books to buy right now. If you're going to your LCS and you can find a raw copy, that would be a lot of fun. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey, put me on the split. Put the long way.
All right.
Yeah, I got me a book.
Oh, look at that.
Amazing Scarlet Spider 2, and it's the first appearance of Joystick.
Oh shit.
I mean, it's no Creature Commando 93, but
Yeah, but you never know. Maybe one of these days Joystick will be the new cartoon, you know?
Yeah, dude. Dude, this is a tough book to find, man.
It is. We missed you on fucking Club, bro. Club was fun. The Collector Club represented. We
Nice.
fucked them up royally, just like I wanted to, dude. So it was.
No, I wish I could have been there, man. We had a really rough day at work, and afterwards I had to take my people out and show them some appreciation. So
Oh, that's cool,
I,
bro.
yeah, like I didn't trust me. I wanted my day to just be over with and to come home and get online, but like if I don't do that in the moment, like I lose the opportunity, you know. And I was able to turn a really bad day for all my people into a really good day. So
Yeah, that's cool, man. So I think we could kind of talk about the Lois Lane Superman show. What did you think?
the show,
Yeah, you watched the last episode, right?
yeah.
Are you so everybody I've talked to that were like fans of it, they're saying like it made them cry.
I wouldn't say it made me cry, but I thought it was a good conclusion to the series. Like, um, now I don't think, obviously, I think every time you see an interpretation of Superman in film or in cartoon or comic book or a movie, I consider that to be a different telling of Superman, right? Like, it's not the definitive story, it's just one of the stories that you can tell. For that show, I think they ended it really well. Um, they brought Superman to a place where he was able to be mortal and get old and grow old and have a family, and um, I thought they did good with it.
That's what a lot of people are saying. I kind of cheated and watched like a 3-minute clip.
Yeah,
But
no, but dude, you watch a 3-minute clip of a 4-season show,
yeah,
like so it
I'm not
and it
saying
used
what
to
I
be
did was justified. I'm just telling you what happened.
no,
Yeah.
no, it's not illegal either. It's but like over 4 seasons you get to know the characters and their all their different dynamics, and I think they wrapped it up all really well. I thought Lex Luthor was done really good. um Doomsday was done pretty well.
I like
For
the way Doomsday looked. I'll say that.
Yeah, and it was cool how they made him. Like it was originally Bizarro, and they killed him and he came back to life, but he came back more powerful, and then they kept doing it to him. And then eventually Luther found out what was going on with Bizarro, and he was like, "Hey, I need you to die for me over and over and over again, so that you can become something more." And then he just did it to him over and over and over again until he became Doomsday, and that's how they created Doomsday in the show.
Nice. Yeah, I liked how he had the backwards S. Was that a gimmick they used?
Well, that was the Bizarro
Right.
logo.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was. But yeah, I thought, dude, for a CW show, the CGI on that was pretty fucking good.
It's the best fucking Doomsday I've seen.
Yeah, dude, um, and the way he looked in the series finale, um, and you got to remember, dude, like they did it in broad daylight, um, which is so much harder to animate. When you look at Batman v Superman, the Doomsday they made, one, it didn't look as good, and two, um, they did it in dark so that you can hide some of your flaws and your imperfections in the animation and whatnot. Like
Oh,
this one, dude, they just did it in broad daylight and said, let's fucking go and put them up there. I thought it was pretty cool.
so D is the provider of all the digital comics we read on book club, and I don't always have to ask, but sometimes I ask D, like, can you send a link to this? And he sent a link, and I read it like within 10 minutes of being able to, and oh, so refreshing.
The Cap one.
Oh, for me it was like it wasn't, it ain't gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but for me it just see, I'm a Cap fan to heart. Like, Cap's my favorite Marvel superhero, and you they did about everything as good. There was only one part I didn't like. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll let you know
Yeah,
later. But
we'll see if we line up on it. Yeah.
yeah, but it's just because of my fucking beliefs and morals, pretty much. But everything else, man, oh, fucking beautiful, and it dispels all of the fucking. This book was made 80 years ago. That's why the art went there. There was good art back then. There's no arguing that anymore. Nobody's gonna get me on the. Oh, the artists weren't as good as they were. No, there was fantastic artists back then, and we should be able to grade them however we want. If it's bad art, it's bad art. So, yeah, it was good.
Well, the one part I disagree with you. I think art is good subjective to the time that it came out in. I think a lot of golden age art, not a lot, but some of the golden age art that we'd say is good. If it came out right now, it might not hold up.
No, see, that's the different. I feel like the shit today that I read is better than the shit we read now by a long
But
shot.
but here's the part that I think gets overlooked. It's kind of like when you talk about sports too, right? Um, I do think a lot of the art today is subjectively just better art, but they had to come after the golden age artists. They had to learn how to do it from them, and they built upon it.
Yeah.
Um, it's like I'll take one of my favorite artists, right? Mark Bagley. I think he's a very good artist. If he was born at the same time Jack Kirby was born and was in the industry at the same time Jack Kirby was in the industry, Mark Bagley would have been drawing differently. He
Yeah.
wouldn't have been as good as he is now. He had to learn different techniques and styles that came before him. It's not,
Um.
and also I don't give any credit to cover artists because they're not a comic book artist. They're drawing one particular page, one panel.
Well, you're talking
Uh,
about now, not back then, though, right?
yeah, no, nowadays, like there's a lot of great art that's cover art. Um, th- there's a part of it that it's not just that you're making good art, you're having to do it panel by panel by panel by panel, small little squares. You have to tell big stories inside of a little book. Like, um, it is a real fucking art form. And there are some that are better than others. But yeah, dude, like aggressively just said, give Kirby 5 years of digital tools and imagine how fast he would create. Like you give him today's modern techniques, like Kirby would be smoking motherfuckers, all of them.
Dude.
And it's the same thing I say about like sports. Like, you take a basketball player from the 70s, right? You give them today's modern training, today's modern weightlifting techniques and conditioning techniques. Like players back then would be just as good as players are now. You can say players now are better, maybe, but they wouldn't be better if they were born in the 70s or if they were born in that era, you know? So,
Do you remember how um basic and plain Wonder Woman and Bullet Man was? Do you remember how that was?
mhm.
Be ready for that to be scaled up 100-fold. That's
Oh,
all I
dude,
can say.
I know Jack Kirby better than those motherfuckers. Like that,
Dude, you're
that,
going to
that,
be like, this is way better, dude. I already know. I mean, you may not, but for me, like whenever I seen it, I was like, yes. And it's all about the facial and the lines and these fuckers can't touch what he was doing back then in my mind. Like, okay, I like some Alex Ross shit inside. It looks good, it looks photorealistic and shit. But I enjoy the cartoon / superhero style, artistic, classical uniqueness to it, the simplicity, and
Well,
that's my kind of comic book art. So
but that's why, like, when Alex Ross worked on that Kingdom Come story, he didn't just do the covers; he did every panel inside of it. Like that to me was a an achievement
yeah,
because he stepped away from just like a singular painting, that he turned into a cover, and he actually had to be a comic book artist. That was dope, but it wasn't sustainable. Like you can't do that for 4 years and pump out a new issue every month or every 2 weeks. And
I tell you who's inside art I actually like probably more than anybody's in the last 30 years was
Dan Jurgens.
Andrew.
Dan Jurgens.
Oh yeah, Jurgens is great, but I forget what the name of the title was. It was the Carnage one. Carnage Born. No, it wasn't Carnage Born. Anyways, the inside art to this Carnage run, it was the one where he's like on a Wanted or like Uncle Sam kind of pose or some shit. And the inside art to his it was Clayton Crane. And he did Carnage. And I was just like, this is fucking intensely good. Like Clayton Crane killed it.
Yeah,
And
no, and Crane's a great artist, but he's now fallen into that trap of only being a cover artist.
right.
And I don't blame him. Like, if you can get paid a buttload of money and all you got to do is pump out one fucking cover, like, good for you. See, Adam Hughes. There you go.
Adam Hughes, Mark Brooks.
Mark Bagley, the Kubert boys, Adam and Andy.
So the Clayton Crane Carnage I'm talking about is, what is it? I'm not seeing it pop up. I have to Google it. Help me out, chat.
Yeah, chat. What are you good for?
I know it. Carnage USA.
Oh, with the flag.
Mm-hmm. The series right here was fantastic. Inside
now,
art.
were those only the covers, or did he do the inside art too?
He did the insides too. That's why it was so good.
Good.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Like, it's a little cleaner look. Like the '90s can't complain. Like for me, like when you see like Jack Burnley, Moore, Kirby, fucking Schomburg, Iverson, Simon, like those guys, even to a certain effect, like I absolutely put Buscema, Gene Colan, fucking Neil Adams, Barry Windsor Smith, all those guys are ahead of these fucking modern artists in my mind. Like they smoked them. They fucking annihilate them, dude.
Well, I think it's weird to compare them because like they came up in a different era. Like they had like Lady Fantastic just mentioned Jim Lee X-Men was fucking on point. But I don't know if Jim Lee would have been as good if he was drawing books in the 60s. If you just teleported him back there, it would have been different. But if he was born and raised in that era and then had to work in the 50s and 60s and 70s, his art would not have been as good. I think subjective. Go ahead.
I've looked at some Jim Lee art and I've said Jim Lee did this. So it's like sometimes I know his good shit's good, but some of his shit it's just like, really, Jim Lee did that. So I don't know.
No, but he's had some really good runs where he did cover and interior, and it was just like, whoa. Yeah. And for me, like now, and you're going to take offense when you hear me say this, but I don't mean it subjectively. Like I do mean it subjectively. I don't know. Like I think Jim Lee is a better, like panel for panel, better than Jack Kirby. But
That's fucking hilarious.
but I'm just looking at one panel versus one panel, and the panels are decades apart. I like, if you hear what I'm really saying, if Jim Lee was an artist back when Jack Kirby was an artist, Jim Lee wouldn't have been as good as he is now. He had to come after Jack Kirby and all the other artists that came before him to have the skills that he has. So it's not. I'm not shitting on anyone that came before Jim Lee. I'm saying that they had to learn and craft because of artists that came before them.
Yeah, I'm not even going to defend it. I'm just going to let you stand on that statement. You said it. That's your thing. I'm not going to try to turn your mind, or you like Jim Lee, Baron Kirby. That's totally fine.
But that means you literally ignored everything I just said.
I can't even start
No,
to acknowledge it.
but you ignored it all.
What is there ignore? You said panel to panel.
But I said it's because of the fact that he came so far after Kirby to learn from the artists that came before him. Like, if he had been drawing art back when Kirby was drawing art, he wouldn't be the artist that he is now, or that he was in the 90s. He had to learn and take from artists that came before him. And Kirby didn't have a lot of good inspiration like that. He had to do everything on his own. He had to be that inspiration for the future artists. So I'm appreciating Kirby as much as you are, but I'm saying that without a Jack Kirby, without Simon, without all those other artists that came before him, Jim Lee wouldn't be able to do what he does, or what he has done already, you know? And if you put Jim Lee back in their era, he probably wouldn't be able to hold up. He wouldn't have any inspiration to draw upon. He wouldn't have any techniques to learn, like the craftsmanship that they literally like drilled into these artists for the big comic books. It's kind of like when people talk about like basketball, like Bob Cousy from the 50s and 60s, like couldn't play in modern day NBA. He could if he was born in 1995 and was raised by modern athletic day trainers and all the different skill camps that they go to. And, it's comparing eras is weird to me, because I don't think that it's a fair comparison.
Well, it's also not fair to just say everything new is better than everything old. I mean, come on.
No, but I think things improve and they get better and they learn different skills. They talk about the Marvel way, where they literally like teach you how to pump out massive amounts of art. Like, how much of the Marvel way was literally inspired by Kirby? They had to learn it somewhere. So it's not saying that it's better. I think you heard me say that I think panel to panel it's better, and then you kind of shut it out after that. But I'm literally saying that artists nowadays could not possibly hold up to artists from the previous era if they were drawing in the same era.
I just didn't want to argue with it. I just wanted you to have your valid opinion.
But mine wasn't an argument. Like, it wasn't it wasn't a disrespect on any of the past artists. Like if you imagine like the tools that they have to draw with now, like the digital iPads and all that shit. Like, you give Kirby 5 years training and all that stuff, where he could shade in something without actually having to shade it in. Dude, he'd be pumping out a new issue every week.
Yeah, me saying I don't want to have an opinion against yours was not me disqualifying yours. I was just saying that's what you said. You could stand on it. I didn't say like you was wrong or right. I just said I'll let you have that. That wasn't me like dismissing or anything in my mind. But
okay,
it's fine. I hear what you're saying, and I'm still trying to not to be the past Homer guy. I do think there was some great art in comics before Kirby. You know, Lou Fine, I've learned, is really fucking good. I think I don't know if Will Eisner wrote, but Wally Wood and Will Eisner's little school, I've heard, was very, very good. The guy from Archie, the Montana guy, was good. There's a lot of fucking good shit. I mean, Joe Simon pretty much taught Kirby the ropes, and I like that classical. Like, the only person modern that comes close to the classical shit, it's not very popular, is that Rude guy I like that did I mean, Alex Ross is kind of classical too, but he does too much photographic shit. Like, Rude was able to make more action and make it look cool to me. But he did what the fuck's it called? Nexus. So he kind of reminds me of that classical style where you had different body types and more individualized shit. My whole thing about art is weird. It's like the Renaissance era, there was a lot of paintings from back then. And why was we so good at art in the 1500s? And we haven't been that good since then. You know, it's like, what the fuck is going on, really?
But that's another point, though, is like back then, drawing a masterpiece like that took them like 8 years. You know, they were working on it for a long fucking time, and then people copied it and drew inspiration from it, and it wasn't as popular because it had already been done before.
Yeah,
so
I like DC artists too. I think that what's that guy's name? Carmine Infantino was pretty much like DC's Jack Kirby, kind of to a certain extent. Like Infantino, or was it Carmine? I'm sorry, not Infantino, Carmine. But yeah, man,
and
it's all good. Like
Neil Adams, like he elevated art, you know, in a big way. Did a lot of great issues, great interior arts. Like it just, and then we were talking about him the other day. God, who's John Byrne? Do you see that Superman panel I sent you?
Yeah.
Dude, you see how he inspired Dan Jurgens?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
You know, it's what I'm getting at is like the greats of today took inspiration and pieces of the greats from the yesteryear, and and now, like, I think it almost gets to the point where it's a little bit cheating, because like, yeah, dude, look at that.
Yeah, it's good shit.
That's a good fucking Superman splash page, dude. Like, I love that. He looks all fucking hopeful and shit. Like
John Byrne action. Yeah, he does a really good Superman face with the hair, and he nails it, bro. That's why people like his Superman. Yeah, I liked what's his name's too. Fucking Perez's Superman is pretty good too.
Yeah, Perez, one of my favorite artists. I'm blanking on his name right now. It's pissing me off. I gotta find him.
The guy that did the Western World Died, or whatever the fuck. Oh, I forget.
Tom Grummett. I love Tom Grummett. Did a great job.
Yeah, Superboy's artist, right? Hell yeah, bro.
Like, and this is one of those issues, dude, where like there ain't nothing special about this book. You know, I love the art. He did the cover. He did the interiors. Like, the interiors look great.
I think that I naturally have a soft spot for Cap One because, you know, Superman is my favorite altogether, but Cap was brought through with my favorite artist also. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have that luxury with Superman. Like,
no. Well, and unfortunately, and this is not me knocking Kirby, but when he did do work on Superman, it didn't turn out the best.
That's one of the biggest knocks on when people want to like say Kirby wasn't good at art, they would always bring up the Superman. Yes,
well, but that's not me saying he wasn't good at art. Like, he's fantastic at art. It just, Superman didn't quite look right when he drew him, and that wasn't his character to draw. Like, but he also created the New Gods. Like, and Darkseid is one of my favorite fucking villains of all
Darkseid looks
time.
great. Yeah.
And it took an artist like Kirby to bring that all to life. And dude, he created a whole new universe inside of DC, which was fucking dope. The New Gods storyline is fucking amazing.
And Terry Artist, the best in DC in my opinion right now. Mm-hmm. I don't get DC. Marvel insides are spotty. Sometimes they look pretty good. Sometimes they don't. I've read some Spider-Man. It's like, whoa, this is really good, and then sometimes it's bad. So I don't know.
And that's what I think is like a lot of the great artists nowadays are just doing the cover art, and they're leaving some of the lesser artists to do the interiors, and then or you'll get a well-known artist like Ramita Jr. doing the interiors, and Ramita Jr. has always been a like him or hate him type of guy, and now he just phones it in.
Yeah, what's funny is like, I guess he's pretty fucking busy because while he was doing Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure he's doing Daredevil too. And someone showed me some Daredevil covers he's done recently, and they're nowhere near as bad as the Spider-Man.
Dude, he would be perfect for Daredevil. His line work works better for a Daredevil series.
It's weird.
And Daredevil's great because a lot of it is in darkness. It's in shadows. That his line work works really well with that shit. So
yeah. So I had a pretty good time earlier before you got here. We started a stream at 6:30. We had to get this top 10 beefs out of the Darth had going done, and that took a couple hours. And I thought we'd hang out for about 45 minutes or so and chill. I don't think that the hype on the Gwenpool and the Creature Commandos is going to stay forever. The conversation we brought up while you wasn't here, D, was someone in the chat was saying that these top 10 lists are a little bit of pump and dump. And Beyond Wednesday, Brian came on and he was kind of defending what he does on his channel. And I think the theory is like a lot of these like newer books that only have a few cells that are like small ratio get put on the list and they get sold. And it's kind of like, do you want the hot new thing or do you not? I don't think what they're doing is wrong generally. I think what they're doing is okay, right?
Yeah, no, dude, and it's a lesson everyone learns. Like, you either like, dude, Comic Tom got me early on in my collecting days, right? Where I was like, oh my God, this book is hot. He's reporting on it. I better go buy it. And I went and bought a couple copies, hoping to get a 9.8. And by the time I got them graded, like, shit had already went back down in value. It was hardly worth it. It was not worth doing what I did, but that just taught me a lesson. I didn't go fuck Comic Tom for telling me this book was hot. He didn't say to buy it. Like, he told me it was hot when it was hot. Like, it was legit, So I get really tired of people shitting on the top 10 lists, because by the time you know that those lists aren't good collecting advice, like, you're now just being repetitive. What's the only thing older than the top 10 lists are the people bitching about the top 10 lists.
Yeah.
And it gets tiresome. Like, if you don't like the top 10 lists, don't fucking watch them. It's on YouTube. You literally got to click on the motherfucker to watch it.
Right. And there's a reason people like it, Now, I mean, you could look at it like this is like, it's a very lazy way to try to make $1. Like, if you are solely trying to make $1 off of what came out last week, I would suggest that you try to learn more about the books that have came out from years ago instead of what comes out tomorrow.
I disagree with that though, because Comic Tom is doing it right. Like he's making money off of it. Like, yes, the books that you are talking about that came out before are better. They're more valuable. They're more interesting to you. But not everyone's got Silver Age Grail money. So they're he's he's reaching out to the shyster in people. You know, you're trying to get the quick buck. You know, you buy the book for $4 at your LCS, and you can flip it for 50. Like that. That's who he's speaking to. You know,
Yeah,
and
when you solely just want to do that though, it seems a little limiting to me.
it is. But I know a dude that did that. You know, my dude that lives up here in Minnesota, Collectible Paper. Like I went shopping with him once, and he's like buying these like $4 books. He's like, oh, I can sell these for 12, and he did, and he kept doing it. And guess what, dude? He's got a fucking AF-15. He's got a Fantastic Four 1. He's got an X-Men 1. He's got a Hulk 1. He's got first Iron Man. His first Thor. He's got all the books. Like that's how he paid for it. Was $8 here, $20 here, $15 there. Like if you're really gonna make a hustle out of it, like you can do it. But if you're taking that advice from the top 10 lists, you're probably getting it a little too late. Like you're getting it after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, however you get it's good with me, man. But you know, you do what you do, and I wouldn't cry about it. It's a hobby at the end of the day. Like you're choosing to do this, so if
Yeah,
you're
and
doing it just to fucking make a dollar, like you're fucking, I don't think you're in the right place. Like you should just be doing it to fill your collecting needs. You know, like I guess it's okay to do it that way if that's all you want to do,
but like some people are not in it for the collecting; they are in it for the money. They're dealers, and if you're a dealer, that's cool too. You know, like we're collecting for different reasons. You know, hopefully I get a good break when I buy a book off of that dealer. But um, you know, they're in it for a profit. You know, like it's their business. So I don't hate any of them. Like and I don't judge them differently. Like oh, they're not as much of a fan as me. Like who's to say? It's like when Kabi said I was the world's biggest Superman fan. Like that was a dumbass thing to say. Like you know, like that is very subjective. So
yeah, I don't have
no,
any problem with going after grails and selling issues to get them. I think that's exactly how I built my collection up. Now, I might not be hyper focused to get just the big ones. I kind of like my medium books a lot, and you know, you can't gauge your love of the hobby as to if you're doing as good as someone else. You know, you just got to do what you can. Some people may not like selling as much books. I don't like dealing with people that buy books from me all the time. I'll be honest. Like, it's hard to find good clientele that don't bitch about everything. Like, that's the hardest part of it for me.
well, like my collectible paper dude, he has an eBay page.
Right.
You know, he has his own eBay store where he that dude works a full-time job and then he comes home and he has to go through the books that he has listed for sale, box them up and ship them out to people. The dude's always at the post office. You know, like to me, like I respect that kind of grind. Like, dude, I didn't have that in me. I had a whole bunch of books in my long boxes. I just gave them all fucking away because they were taking up too much room. Now, a guy like him, he would have taken those books, he would have pieced them out, and he would have sold them for $2 a piece and bought a grail because of it. You know, like I think that's cool shit. Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Big Perry Gaming?
Good to see you, Barry.
Yeah, I like Perry Comics and Perry Porno way better than Perry Gaming, but Perry Gaming's still cool with me.
I didn't know about the Perry porno.
I don't think there is one, but I fucking think there should be. Not that he should review porn, but that he should just have a channel called Perry Porno.
Mm.
That could be his new lurking account.
Well, I think we're going to roll out of here. It's almost 10 o'clock on my side of the country. How's your football fix? Are you a college football fan?
Uh, Minnesota usually isn't a big college football fan. Like we're surrounded by powerhouses. So Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio State. Minnesota doesn't do very good in college football, but my Minnesota Vikings, on the other hand, are currently 11-2 right now, which
Oh,
is
that's really good.
uh, very, very good. Kirk Cousins just our quarterback that left in the offseason went to Atlanta, came back to Minnesota to play against the Vikings on Sunday, and our new quarterback Sam Darnold, who was a backup for your Niners last year, is dude, he's tearing it up right now. He had like 350 yards and 5 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah.
He's
We
dropping
seem to
dimes.
let them go, and they seem to fucking spread their wings and fly every time we do. So it's not a surprise to me.
Now,
I
but
don't
here's the
know.
deal. I think Brock Purdy, your current quarterback, who I know you're not a huge fan of his, I don't think he would be worth anything on another team.
Yeah, it's funny how we
Yeah.
keep the ones that suck. You're right. We either keep them till they croak, or we keep them till they can be good somewhere else. So he'd probably be one of the ones we keep till they croak. He'll become like what's his fucking name? Pick Capper pick.
Oh, Kaepernick, yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably be like a Kaepernick guy again. I even like the one that we had. What the fuck was his name? Jimmy G.
Oh, Garoppolo?
Yeah, was that it?
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I think that's the one I liked. Yeah, he's good. But is that the one on your team or the other team?
No, Garoppolo, I think, went to Oakland and he's already on the bench. Like
Oh, okay.
he he got his fame for being Tom Brady's backup, and then he
He did had a little success with us.
yeah, Brady got hurt, and then like Garoppolo played like 6 games and did really well, and then he became a free agent, and the Niners signed him, and he got your team to a Super Bowl. Um, and but yeah, no, he's but yeah, he the quarterbacks just make a lot of money in football, dude. Hey, GT Comics, is Perry porn related to Perry Shemale Training Porn Channel? Anyway, I don't know about that. Oh, GT Key Comic, you're Perry. I apologize for putting Perry porno out in the universe there. I wasn't trying to shit on you when I said that. I thought it would be fun.
What can you do, Perry, man? You got 15 different types of content going, so it's bound to happen, bro. All right, well, I think we're going right out of here, man. I got a show tomorrow night with Matt Likes Comics. He does interviews, and I'll be on his channel. I'm not sure what time, probably around 7 or 6. And we will be back Wednesday for book club. Let me check, see what time that is with Matt before we ride out of here. So I've been being told he didn't fucking tell me. I wonder why he didn't tell me. Oh, 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. D got the first joystick. I did know about that character before you got it for some reason.
You know, I got it because of the Scarlet Spider, but
Yeah, what's that pink? Is that supposed to be like a 2 almost? No, it's just blaster.
Yeah, I think it's just their energy weapon.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody that watched. Thank you, D, for coming on.
Yeah.
I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow. You watch any of these new movies? Moana or Wicked?
I am not.
No? Okay.
But if you get one of the action figures from Wicked, they'll point you to a wicked.com website, which is not for the movie, it is a porno website. They all
I
got recalled.
This is very
Yeah.
true. Maybe accidental, probably not.
Well, it's wickedmovie.com is what they wanted to send you to, but there was a typo, and yeah, that's a big ass typo to be putting on a kid's story.
it just makes me wonder sometimes, if it's real or not, like
Yeah.
it's kind of good advertising because you get a bigger buzz, but it's for children. It's a whole fucking gray area that I'm not sure about. All right, man. I don't know if she's talking to me or not. See y'all later. What? What movie? Oh, yeah. Melody watched Moana. She liked number 1 better.
Alex did too.
Bug did too, yes.
Hey, Melody.
Hi.
Yeah, Moana was whatever Moana was.
Yeah,
I haven't seen fucking. What's the other one with Wicked? Yeah, I guess it's a Wizard of Oz thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, anywho, see y'all later.
Biggie. Biggie.